That's right, they're kind of a big deal.
With a project studio tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. They're seeing fauna on this side and T-Rexes on the other side. Working on a movie, we always know people are looking straight ahead, they're looking at the shot that we're working on. Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions. Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts. Because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. The screen represents where the screen is 10 meters away. We really created about 50 minutes of pictures on it. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting them to the viewers, it's a hell of a ride.
Now, you might have actually seen that our very own tram here was part of King Kong 360 3D. So when you see a vehicle up there on the screen in a TV show or a movie or even a commercial, we call them picture cars. And here at Universal, some of the most famous picture cars of all time. And we're going to drive next to some of these cars right now. Get those cameras out on your left-hand side are some of our more famous picture cars on display for you. In fact, some of these cars have gone on to become just as famous, if not even more famous than the actors who were driving them in their movies. However, we do ask you all, please remain seated as you drive by the picture cars. Please still stay in your seats. We do want to keep this tram still in motion. Now, it's hard to tell, but a lot of these picture cars, like the Fast and Furious ones to your left-hand side, they are in fact hollow on the inside. They're more lightweight to be thrown around on set to do all those cool, crazy tricks and spins and flips, and you see them doing them in the movies that they are in. And also, now take a good long look here at this tank at the end of our picture car display. This tank here at the very end is in fact made out of wood and not metal. It is not ready for any kind of battle anytime soon.
Đó là do coi chỉ còn biết là nước lũ này không?
And even director Steven Spielberg used some of his picture cars to transport us all over to a jungle island off the coast of Costa Rica. But you know what? I've got a pretty good feeling you have definitely all heard of this place.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Oh man, was I right or was I right? I knew it. On either side of our tram now are actual set pieces, props, as well as even some picture cars, including to your left-hand side, the mobile lab used in the sequel to Lost World Jurassic Park. And we also keep some of the movie dinosaurs right here in this spot as well inside their cage. So have a look at the both sides of our tram. You can actually see if you look close enough, these cages are empty. Oh, but so they have gotten loose here, and look at this, I found them right there. Take some pictures. A-list selection right there. Alright, show of hands. How many have already gone out and seen the new Jurassic World film already? Some of you? Yeah, there we go. Awesome, right? It is the largest opening ever, globally. The largest ever, you guys. Starring Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, obviously in theaters right now. And the weather plays an important part in all the Jurassic Park films to create that right kind of atmosphere. But how do we make weather here in Southern California? Well, let's have a look at our forecast here. Here is now the Today Show's Al Roker.
Hi everybody, here's today's forecast for the Universal Backlot. It's going to be sunny and dry at 6 Points, Texas. Cool and cloudy in Little Europe. Expect snow and sleet on New York Street. And we've got a high chance of clouds and precipitation for Skull Island, Amity Island, that's forecast for today. Now here's a look at what's going on.
Alright, Al, what do you have for us here? We have a flash flood warning. Hold on a second, wait a minute. That can't be right. Take a look outside. If you can see here, there are blue skies and sunshine as far as the eye can see. And now it's just raining. Okay, well, hey, you know what? Don't worry. The tram cars that we are sitting in are completely 5% waterproof. We're going to be just fine. Just fine. And you know what else? Rain doesn't last long here anyway, so I am sure any second this rain is going to move on through. You guys watch, you'll see. Yeah, just keep watching. Like I said, any second it's going to clear on up and pass on by. And do you guys hear a rumbling sound in a second? Oh boy, there's a flash. And we use that exact same flashlight effect for a movie called Big Fat Liars, starring Paul Giamatti, Amanda Bynes, and Frankie Muniz.
You cannot run the wall, kid! Yeah, we'll see about that.
And Big Fat Liar filmed right here in our old Mexico set. But let's all now jump across the border from Mexico there and take on over here into the heart of the Old West. Welcome to our 6 Points, Texas, where a lot of great westerns have been filmed throughout the years. In fact, take a look at your screens. I'm going to show you all a classic western dueling scene that was in fact filmed here on these streets of our own 6 Points, Texas.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us, Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I ain't going anywhere, Jimmy Fallon.
Now look here. Nice folks in this tram don't want no trouble. They just want to check out 6 Points, one of the oldest sets on the Universal lot.
I heard this is where John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart shot a few of their westerns.
That's right. That's where I aim to shoot.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican standoff. Lucky shot.
Now what say you mount up and get out of town while the game is good?
All right. Well, I'll see you again, fella.
Oh, you can count on that.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
What do you say, top down? That's cool.
Such a classic, huh? Now, as we leave, take a look at the doorways here on these buildings on both sides of our tram. You will see and start to notice that some of these doorways do look a little bit on the smaller side, don't they? Well, guess what? They do that on purpose. They build some doorways that are a little bit smaller, so when the cowboys are physically standing in those smaller doorways, they look bigger and brawnier than they actually are. That's right, you guys. They cheat. That's what we call some real movie magic for you. Again, all just an illusion. However, big or small, many of the most famous Western stars of all time walked down those streets and made hundreds of movies. Western stars like Audie Murphy, Clint Eastwood, Kirk Douglas, and the Duke himself, John Wayne. And we also use that movie magic to film our actors when they are underwater. Look to your right-hand side now. We even have our very own lake here on the back lot. Now, it looks pretty quiet and calm these days, but do not let that fool you. It has a pretty sketchy past. That's where the creature from the Black Lagoon first had his start. Now, what about when filming up above the water, like up there on the high seas? Well, in the movie King Kong, director Peter Jackson used miniatures to do just that, and we're not going to drive right next to... What's happening? Look ahead, guys, our road's been completely flooded over. Say, you know what? You know what? I'm going to need each and every one of you's help, okay? On the count of 3, I need you all to yell at the top of your lungs, "Part the waters!" Can we do that? You're all smiling, but I'm serious. You ready? Here we go. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Part the waters! How would we do that? Maybe it could look at you guys. Imagine the waters part before our very eyes. Good job. Now, as I was saying, we're going to be driving down next to 2 miniatures that Peter Jackson used to film the movie King Kong. They're going to be at your left-hand side. We have both the miniature versions of our Skull Island and the SS Venture, the boat in the movie. But we are taking us down below sea level here, so if you have any place on the floor of our tram, you may want to pick those items up and just place them all on your lap. because there's a pretty good chance that things may get just a little bit wet here as we now take you all to the miniature version of our Skull Island. And if you look at your screens now, you can see how Peter Jackson positioned his cameras in just the right spot to make those miniatures look and feel lifelike on the big screen. And we can also see how the crew used the water around the boat to make those very realistic wave effects. And again, this is what it'll look like in the movie King Kong. However, when filming on the water, you gotta be careful about one thing. Right, guys, ruin your ticket. Alright, we have landed ourselves right here inside Spain, Germany, France, any country in Europe we want to. These are our little European sets. And they have filmed movies here like the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean films starring Johnny Depp. You're looking at Port Royal right here for those movies. But we're now coming upon our quiet zone of the show, Home and Family. Look at the head, you're going to see their set on the left-hand side in a couple of moments. I'm going to microphone for a couple of minutes. Get you guys had your cameras ready to go. You never know who or what you might just spot walking around here on the back lot. I will return to you all shortly.
Đây chưa lên tới khu ấy mà. Đây đang làm Đây mình chưa vô trong cái khu cái chỗ đầu sát máy bay mới đồ mà.
Con như đây con ốm một mặt con coi để con
Rồi vô coi đắt lỡ. Đắt lỡ nó ngồi xe bên người.
Alright, I have returned. Welcome to Sound Station 15. Review excellent television show Bones, starring everyday Chanel and David Orion. Have a look at your screen here. Does this scene from Bones look familiar?
My doctor's the guy in his arms.